Beautiful. Where are you working these days?
Oh, we'll talk about it.
Oh, sweet. Right on.
It's July, so you know it's in crisis again.
Oh, yeah. Crisis.
It's
Right.
that time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not anything like what you and I have talked about before with me and my career crisis.
Gotcha. Right.
Nothing like that.
Yeah.
But it's it's always some nonsense, some tomfoolery. And then,
There's a lot of silly billies these days.
Can I say one
Some
thing?
real silly billies.
Out here, a lot of cartoonists. You know what I'm saying?
There are a lot of cartoonists.
A lot of cartoonists.
Cartooning around town.
They're walking around drawing cartoons.
They're walking around drawing cartoons.
with people's lives.
With people's lives.
Guys, welcome back to Jacob V Weekly. We want to start like we do every week by reminding you to check out Caddyshack of Hamel, Illinois. CATTYSHACKIL.org. Save a life or 9.
I love that you love cats.
Yeah.
I love that you love cats.
Yeah, I'm on the board of directors with Caddyshack. And
Are you?
when we started
Yeah.
the show,
Yeah.
it wasn't like, it was just starting out, so I didn't want to like try to sell sponsorships or anything. So I said, okay,
Yeah.
let's do a placeholder. We'll just mention Caddyshack at the top of every episode. And then, turn it over to Jesus.
Yeah. Let baby Jesus
Little
take the
baby,
wheel from
6
there.
pound, 8 ounce infant Jesus.
right.
And then the only way to support this show financially, patreon.com/JacobV. You get the show early every week. You get exclusive 4K video of live performances we do, all kinds of stuff. My guest today is a very good friend of mine, Tim McAvin. Local musician, songwriter, painter, educator,
Truth.
artist galore. South City resident still?
South City resident.
Not the same place.
Love it. No, same place.
Same place, okay.
It's actually gotten amazing. My wife and I have both floors.
When did you get married?
Only about a year ago.
Okay,
Little over a year.
congratulations.
Thank you.
The lady I know.
Yeah, Marlene.
Yeah,
We've
yeah,
been
yeah.
together for 18 years, and I love her to death.
And she is very sweet.
She's
she
so
was
sweet.
always, I remember her always being very kind and patient and...
Well, you need to be patient with a person who doesn't have executive function.
Yeah, especially once you retired. I can only, because that's the thing too. Like the more of the adult functioning my wife has taken over since we've been together in the last 10 years or so, the less adulting I just even attempt to do. You know what I mean? I've been wearing this outfit for 3 days.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I bought a bunch of swim trunks on clearance at Walmart that are double lined, so it's like a boxer brief and a trunk together, and we're summering.
This is a language I understand.
Yeah, I've been summering really hard.
Yeah, I'm summering.
Yeah.
Yeah, shorts.
Yeah, shorten it up.
Shorten it up.
I had a principal
Shorten
at
it
my
up.
very first job who told me shorts was not a good look, even though my department chair wore cargo shorts every day. So, but he didn't hire her. He hired me.
Right.
In the summer when I don't have, my mom gets mad. She's like, "Did you go into the gas station dressed like that?" I'm like, "It's a gas station. I didn't know I was going to a wake." What are you talking about? Did I go into the gas station in my Daisy Dukes and my American flag cutoff vest? You bet your sweet biscuits I went into the gas station like this, mother. So the primary thing when I first came to understand who you were was, I believe it might have been Karate Bikini contributed to a David Bowie tribute we did at Off Broadway.
Yeah.
In 2016.
Yeah.
And then I remember, like at Soundcheck, like they were putting together like the sing along for the end, and I was sober at that time in the afternoon, and I said, I'm not getting up there at the end of the night with everybody singing. And then later I was drunk, and then I was like, I got up there, we were singing. At one point, you and me bumped into each other, and it was the first time you and I ever made eye contact.
Oh my gosh.
We were on stage next to each other. I was wearing a
think
fedora.
Oh my gosh, I recall that now. I hadn't thought of that in forever. Yes.
I actually have the exact hat.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I played bass for Gavin for the Daisy ad or whatever.
Right.
And then
Gavin's a great guy.
sweet guy,
Totally great
talented
guy.
gift.
Oh my gosh.
To our community.
Great guitarist.
And
he's seriously a great
so I used to wear
guitarist.
this hat like this, and then we did that at Off Broadway.
You know what? I remember when you first came to Bayless. I think
That had just happened. I think like a year before.
Doug had talked to me and said, "Oh, we're thinking about this guy who's a musician, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Oh," I mentioned your name, and I was like, "Oh, Bowie." I was like, "Oh yeah," and I was like, "Yeah, thumbs up."
Yeah, it was a
Thumbs
good time.
up.
It started nice. And then his partner Bob is a cousin of mine. So it's tiny world over there.
It's a very tiny world. It's a tiny world everywhere.
Yeah, it's super small.
It's after all.
After all, and I've never left St. Louis. I have to go to a funeral this afternoon for my great aunt Patricia, God rest her, sweet lady. Her father is the one I always talk about that built the arch.
Oh, neat. Nice.
He was a crane operator on
Very
the
cool.
arch.
Very cool. Very cool.
Why was I talking about that? Oh, but okay. So, but then, then I remember at one point, you and I were friends, and Karate Bikini hit like the 10-year mark,
Yeah.
right?
Sure.
Is any of that stuff like that's all still out places?
It's all on Bandcamp, and we have CDs.
Okay, but it's
Yeah.
not like on Spotify, because
It's not. It's not
just
on,
because of the monthly.
It's
and
not on Spotify.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's not on Spotify. But it's all on Bandcamp.
but it's not a secret.
It's not a secret. But no one's out there going, "Hey,
Hey, I need this on Spotify. Yeah,
no, it's just so. It's just. It is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
all good.
No, and Bandcamp is great. Sometimes when I release stuff, even if you sell 1 or 2 copies of something, when you put it on Bandcamp, it kind of like is way more lucrative than if you streamed 1,000 of them.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
I think.
I tell you what, our streaming is just getting so high. I'm getting worried about it. You know what I mean? Like I'm so worried about getting the cost. Yeah, no, I'm totally kidding. No streaming.
Oh yeah.
Nothing streaming.
Yeah, you don't stream.
Nothing streaming.
Yeah.
No
and, well, and I think people are starting to figure out that movies on streaming don't look as good.
100%.
I mean, if you watch, there's a reason they still even make the Blu-ray combo packs of things.
Yeah.
And because even if it's uploaded to the platform in 4K, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get your full Ultra HD when you stream it, especially if you're on Wi-Fi and whatever.
I totally agree.
I mean, I don't even think some things are 720p across the board.
I've been down a major movie rabbit hole.
I found a whole box of VHS tapes.
Oh, beautiful.
In my attic the other day.
Yeah, nice.
I was looking for something. So we're going back.
For several years now. And I've tried on occasion to run them through some kind of streaming, and they never look as good as even just a DVD. But I'm projecting. We're projecting onto a big screen, so it's kind of fun.
That's also the thing with like CDs versus MP3s. Like even if they're downloaded onto my iPod Classic, which I have over there,
It's not the same.
It's not. It's the full 32-bit or 24-bit WAV file is what you would expect on full CD quality.
Gotcha.
And it's much higher resolution.
Right.
It's like
right,
you'd
right.
remember like when they started doing the 180-gram vinyl. The Rhino vinyl, like Tom Waits did all the reissues on it. The idea was that it was thicker, so the grooves could be bigger, and so it was like higher fidelity.
Right. I know of them. I know of that, but I don't own any, and my records are cheap. I play cheap records, and I like it. I like my cheap records.
So Karate Bikini was sort
Let's
of...
talk about Hampton though for a second.
What about Hampton?
The street.
Yeah.
The street. So you probably feel like this sometimes when you're driving down Hampton. This is my street.
Yeah.
This is the Hampton.
Yeah.
I'm on Hampton again.
Sure.
I've always been on Hampton.
I have. You know what? I've been doing a lot of Hampton my whole life.
Your whole life.
I used to go...
I've been doing Hampton my whole life too.
My first pediatrician was in Hampton Village.
I believe my first
Dr.
pediatrician was
Motier.
Hampton. It wasn't the same doctor. No, I didn't have a... My first pediatrician was somewhere else. But going to Hampton Village with like my grandpa around Christmas to buy my mom some gloves.
At JCPenney.
Yeah. That was a beautiful kind of adventure. And now I go for the great clips.
Sure. The Five Below is nice if you need a phone case.
The Five Below is
a
nice.
USB cable.
I've gotten a few good shirts at Ross Dress for Less.
Sure.
Random.
Absolutely.
Random.
Just when you need one.
Just yeah, always in the nick of time.
Yeah.
Always in the nick of time.
I may have to do some of that today. 'Cause
Totally.
I feel like every time I have to go to a wake or a funeral or somebody's wedding or something, I feel like I just have to, part of my process is I have to cry and I have to go buy new pants. I don't know why that is. I don't know what that's about.
I do. I do.
You do?
I do know what that's about.
But
because you're going into a place where all the money's exchanged, and that's never like
And I think, yeah, and I
like,
think,
oh yeah, all that stuff's terrible.
yeah, it has to do with the imposter syndrome, I think, and the
All that stuff's terrible.
and I think it has something to do with
terrible stuff.
just like feeling like it's impossible to dress myself up for the occasion. Maybe it's my emotional assumption. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Which is fine.
yeah.
Did you start playing music first, or did you paint first?
I started playing music first.
Why?
So I helped an aunt move houses. I helped her move into a house.
It was kind of you.
And there were a bunch of records in the basement of the house that were left in the house that they moved into.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And as for helping them, I think I got $10,
That's sweet.
which was awesome, and I got some of the records. And one of them was the Beatles Red compilation, 62
Oh.
to 66.
Oh, yeah. When they're looking over the balcony?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I listened to it relentlessly for years and years and years and sang along with it in a living room that had like an echoey sound. And doing that for years and years, I started to kind of sing harmonies with the Beatles. Not like purposely thinking, I'm going to sing harmonies now. It's just that I became so intimate with the music that it started happening.
Yeah, that's how you developed your ear.
Yeah, that's how it started happening.
And
Yeah,
whatnot.
yeah.
I'm trying to think of songs that are on that one specifically.
And then a couple years later, like a friend gave. Well, and that's when I kind of knew I wanted to play guitar.
Sure.
I thought it was cool. It was kind of a cool thing that would make me kind of awesome. Because if you can play guitar, kind of.
Especially back then.
You're kind of awesome.
Yeah, because this would have been even
Yeah.
before, like...
The barriers to entry, there were more.
There were more of them.
There were more.
And...
You had to kind of want it. Because you had to talk someone into spending some money on you.
And you also had more time to dedicate to it than you would now. Because you weren't playing, like, club soccer plus, like, swim lessons plus... yoga.
Believe it or not, I was doing a bunch of that other stuff.
Oh, you were?
But entertaining guitar very mildly, but loving music and not always enjoying that other stuff. Because in high school I played basketball,
That's the thing. Yeah.
baseball, basketball, and soccer. I was on the swim team as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
But I always kind of was like, I was okay.
It was like the first thing you kind of picked on your own, baby.
And I was doing pretty good. But guitar was the first thing. It was like, this is what I want to do.
This is what Tim wants.
This is what Tim wants.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, this is what Tim wants.
Specifically, is that I had a guitar. My brother had taken some lessons. I certainly had always really loved music.
Yeah.
But I just remember one day feeling like, oh, I think I'm supposed to play the guitar. Mm-hmm. And then, like, kind of, but nobody had even suggested it, really.
Yeah. There was certainly nothing, like, inherent in me regarding some sort of talent or some, it was more of like kind of becoming saturated in it. Just kind of becoming saturated in music itself.
I felt like that a lot. I felt like the reason I didn't pursue like going to a conservatory or something, and I never really even pursued playing in the orchestras or anything at school, was because I felt like, oh, there's some kind of magical thing that the orchestra kids have that I don't have access to.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to like bother anybody with trying to shoehorn my way in there. But it turns out none of that's true.
Totally.
I mean, none of that's true at all. I mean, the enthusiasm I would have brought to it would have been a real breath of fresh air, probably.
I am so profoundly ADHD that sitting still at that time would have been too difficult. Sit down and play. Timmy,
Well, and the anxiety of
I
being-
know you want to run around and bounce off the walls and jump up and down, but let's play the piccolo.
Yeah.
Sit still.
Timmy, Piccolo.
We're playing the piccolo.
Remember Piccolo? Remember?
Remember.
That's my favorite. Zachary, remember? Zachary.
What movie
It's
is-
like some stand-up comedian was talking about.
It's beautiful.
You have code words with your kids, like dolphin, Zachary, dolphin.
Yeah, it just wasn't going to happen.
It just wasn't going to happen.
It just wasn't gonna
Yeah, you
happen.
gotta. And the thing I tell people about guitar, like the main reason I would guess starting guitar as an adult would be hard because
Yeah.
you don't have this delusional mania that you have when you're a teenager. That you could sit with your guitar and suck at it and crank it for days and just shred that fucker for years
Be
until
terrible and just be like, I'm amazing.
I
am amazing.
because you're getting the emotional feedback of how good it feels.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes
before you even know how to tell that you're not good at it yet. You know what I mean?
and you lose yourself in it, and it's like
Yeah.
the feeling of being lost in it is so. It's dopamine. It just like makes you like feel kind of like wow, and it's happening. It happens to you.
Yeah.
It kind of happens to you.
Yeah, and it's definitely involving like something
Yeah.
bigger than yourself. Like
Yeah.
you can get it to click into like the greater like consciousness of the art form or whatever, even for a second.
See, here's the way I put that. Here's the way I put that. When you go from playing an instrument to somehow playing music,
Right.
you're no longer thinking how to play the guitar. You're
Yeah.
thinking about the music that you're hearing.
Yeah, and it's different. It's
Yeah.
like the difference between Guitar Hero, if you're just hitting the buttons,
Yeah.
and the thing's not on,
Yeah.
to when you're hitting the buttons perfectly in time with what they told you to do, so it allows you
Yeah.
to hear the music.
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's
In a very serious way, I think we tap into a kind of mindfulness when we do that.
yeah, it's definitely.
Yeah.
I used to teach so one of the things. So you and I used to teach together at a junior high.
Mm-hmm.
I taught 7th grade English. After that, I went to go be an instructional coach in the most violent neighborhood in the city for 2 years, and I really loved it. But then they closed that campus down because it's one of the most rapidly decaying neighborhoods in the city.
Yeah.
And so then I went on to run a music store into the ground, and I taught at. They call me the closer. If you got a business on its last leg and you're
Nice.
thinking about doing a little arson in about 6
Good.
months, let me just run that bitch until you're ready to light it up. That's my job. I was doing that for a minute.
Yeah.
And then, so then what I did though is I went to teach at School of Rock in Kirkwood for a couple of years.
Beautiful.
And it was really great. And the thing the thing I ended up being really good at was their summer camps, because the normal people that do one-on-one lessons or the 90-minute group classes, they don't want to do the full day summer camp. Whereas me, I'm like, you want to play rock and roll with rich kids that brought their own lunch all day? Sign me up. That's not a problem. You know what I used to have to do? And so it was perfect. And I did for
sure.
2 summers, and it was magical. It was the best thing I've ever done.
That's
If I was
wonderful.
independently wealthy, I would just do that.
That's great. Yeah.
And but what I would teach the kids I developed was what we call the orb. Carlos Santana calls it supernatural music. He describes when the Holy Spirit comes in and takes over. So the 3 dudes start by playing their instruments, but then the Spirit moves in and it escalates. And I describe this to the kids because I want them to try to see it, like in Ghostbusters, where they're trying not to cross the streams, or they cross the streams on purpose, or whichever one it is.
Don't
Right.
cross your streams at
Right.
any time.
Whichever-
You do tell the kids not to cross their
I don't
streams,
remember. It's been a
don't
couple
you?
of years, but I said
You-
the right thing at the
but
time.
you do
well,
tell
no,
the-
because the kids didn't know Ghostbusters.
Oh, okay, yeah, because it might come off weird if you tell the kids not to cross their
that
streams.
was me trying to explain it to you.
Okay.
That when you're playing music out loud together, it creates an unseen orb of energy, right? And if you look hard enough, you could really start to see it. But what happens is, if everyone is playing in time, in key, we're paying attention, we're planning ahead, the orb undulates and thrives, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
But if you start acting like a horse's ass and you don't contribute equally with your stream, you start to compromise the integrity of the orb.
I agree.
And I can't have that.
No, you can have that.
And so the kids
That's
really
not-
like it.
no.
And we would say, hail the orb.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. Karate Bikini, for a brief moment, had an incantation. We tinkered or toyed with the idea of having an incantation before
Yeah.
we would play.
Yeah.
And there was little, even just our fist bumps before a gig kind
Yeah.
of felt like we were all obeying the orb.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were like, hey, it was kind of like, hey, we're going to check out the orb.
Yeah.
It's the orb.
Yeah.
We
It's
were
like
doing. That's what
it's like clocking in. I mean,
It's clocking in.
Yeah,
it was
which
clocking in.
And this is something that the kids say now. The kids say, "Lock in, bro."
Lock in, bro.
Okay, but you
6,
and I
7.
we just didn't have that term
went-
for it, but
yeah.
we've been doing that.
Oh, we're totally locking in, bro.
Locking in,
Yeah, locking in.
like when you
21,
gotta,
free
if you got to
Chicago do.
record something to a click track,
Yeah.
and you really got to focus, and you're really like you really don't want to mess it up, but you're either really hungover or really fucked up or kind of in the gap.
Feeling some dehydration.
I'm definitely dehydrated.
Feeling some dehydration.
I have a headache and the runs. And
Explosive.
right,
Explosive.
It's been bad lately.
Taylor lettuce. You've been eating the Taylor lettuce.
But no, that's not what. No, I don't eat lettuce.
Okay. I don't eat lettuce.
just-
I painted lettuce yesterday.
When they started saying that shit, I said,
Who are you talking to? Who, me? No,
yeah.
no worries.
Oh no, not the lettuce.
No.
The cornerstone of my diet. Jesus. Now, if they recall enchilada sauce, I'm doomed.
Okay.
If the red ranchero sauce gets recalled, I'm doomed.
My very most amazing favorite band ever from St. Louis is called the Lettuce Heads. I think that they are amazing. They played at the old Cicero's back in the late '80s, early '90s. Wonderful thing.
Oh, when it was in the when it was the duck
basement,
room? Yeah.
the basement, yeah. When it was the basement,
It was the duck room first.
it was the duck. No, it was the duck room now. Yeah,
but I mean
Yeah.
that's what I mean. Cicero's.
Yeah.
So when Tim and I were young people, we had a music venue called Cicero's. When Tim was a young person, Cicero's was in
Yep.
its original birthplace, which is in the basement of the Blueberry Hill, before it became
Wow.
Uncle Chuck's Piss Dungeon.
yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
what I love about playing at Blueberry Hill, which is
What about my ding-a-ling? What about him?
What about that?
What about that?
what about and how, hold on? I thought
What about that? How did he
I
do
thought
that?
you and you were
everyone was
alive.
like, hey.
You were alive then.
I was alive then.
So
I
here's the
sang
thing.
it out loud with my grandparents.
But so the people that were in charge of media at that time, right? We know that they were no fan of people of color. We know that they were no fan of humble Midwestern gentlemen from the streets of East St. Louis.
No.
And so why did they let him be on TV
singing that.
singing about my dingling?
Why did that happen?
Chuck,
Why did that happen?
why did that happen?
Why did that happen?
And then
what the hell's
And
what
then-
the hell's going on?
why did that happen? is my
Why
main
did that
thing.
happen?
And he was on TV a lot because there was like that moment of what I guess he had a talk show.
I don't know.
Because there
but
was that, you remember the clip
That's the
of him
main-
and Lennon and Yoko Ono and playing together.
I have seen some of that. I think Frank Zappa's even involved in some of that.
Maybe it was a Frank Zappa show.
Yeah. But that was just, yes, I was alive for that. So many of them. There are so many silly billies. They're just all over the place.
So, okay. I had to kill some time.
Yeah.
Because, I don't want to top the episode with anything too crazy. So, but for the past 2 years,
Yeah.
I have been the librarian for a middle school.
Oh, that's amazing.
In at a district in North County.
That's
And
very, very cool.
It's been really fun.
Yeah.
And the year before that, I started with them covering as like a long-term sub for a music class.
Oh, that's amazing too.
And that's how I got back in from just being at School of Rock for a couple of years.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Now, because here's what happened: is they needed a music guy. I was not looking for a job, but I saw that somebody was looking to fill that job on. I think they posted about it on Facebook, and so I got linked up with. They got it that day, and it was really hard because of where I'm at. But but it was a good experience, and it's been fun to be a part of the team. And then that year, when I was teaching music there, our librarian died suddenly over the weekend of Martin Luther King Day. Medical. I mean, it wasn't like murder or anything.
It usually is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. Oh, good.
Right, I just wanted to clarify. She
Yeah, no,
wasn't
thank you.
killed.
Thank you.
But she
'Cause
was
I
killed by a disease, but not
Right.
not
You didn't do it.
I certainly had nothing
You
to do with it.
didn't do it to
Whoa,
get
I
the
can't
job.
Believe you bring that up.
No,
can't
I do
believe you- but absolutely, I'm glad we
I
should
do know
clarify.
that that's very.
I was here. She was not here. I was here.
It did look suspicious.
It was kind of crazy the way I said it.
It was kind of crazy.
And then, so the library was closed the rest of that school year. So like 4 months because we didn't have a librarian. And then I'm teaching summer school there. And in June. And they come to me and they say, listen, we had 0 certified applicants for our librarian vacancy.
Yeah.
Would you be interested in potentially becoming the librarian? And I said,
did you go?
Yeah. I said, just as I planned. No.
Yeah.
But so it wasn't even my idea. And so I started under a temporary certificate, right? Which is a normal thing that the school district can sponsor for you to do. Not a big deal. You probably did that when you pivoted from one to another.
Yeah, I think I did that. I forget which one.
And so it's common. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, not a
but
big deal.
I had never needed one.
No.
Because I had only ever taught English.
Right.
Professionally.
You were good.
I'm really good at it.
You were good at doing that.
I'm really good at it. Me not wanting to teach English anymore has nothing to do with me and what I'm good at.
I was against the decision.
Oh, sure. Yeah, and I'm sure they were too. I think it was mostly Big Papa up top.
Big Papa.
Big Papa up top.
Big Papa up top.
Yeah. You know what I thought about him? You know when I thought about him was when Lindsey Graham died.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Sure. I thought about him on January 6th.
You know, my favorite thing to do is if anyone's even trying to allude to the fact that they may want to schedule something with me in or around January 6th, I always just say, I'm going to be in D.C. Sorry. I know I would love to come to the christening of your 4th baby, but I'm going to be that's the 6th.
You're going to be in D.C. because the FBI agents invited you to come.
Yeah. It's because I have to go.
They said
my FBI handlers.
They invited you in.
Yeah. My FBI handlers are planning a brunch, and I have to go be at a totally non-assuming brunch.
Right.
On January 6th.
Yeah.
So.
Nothing weird about it.
But it really had nothing to do with anything real that mattered.
No, not at all.
That's why I never got written up while I worked there.
It was about haircuts.
Most about haircuts and shoes. He didn't like my shoes.
Haircuts and shoes.
I had those gold high tops when I first started there, and I really liked those.
That's not his thing.
No, not his thing.
It's not his thing. Because why?
Because why? He said, I don't want to have secret intercourse with that guy, so he's got to go.
That's definitely.
That's exactly what happened.
That's exactly what it is. He was traumatized.
He was traumatized by.
He was traumatized.
Because you know what he told me? He said, "Listen, Jacob, the reason I am the way I am, I was a rag doll in the Navy."
Yeah, he told me the same story.
And I said, "My God."
He told me the same story.
I said, "My God, they ragged your doll."
Yeah.
And so what's happened now is I did the whole first year.
Yeah.
And then May 14th of my first year as the librarian, my principal gets arrested for sex crimes. This was all over the news.
Okay.
You saw a news story about this. You didn't realize it was my boss because you wouldn't have no reason.
I wouldn't have known. Yeah.
And
wow, man.
And so then
that's hard.
Then we go into the next year and realize that my temporary authorization certificate is going to expire. And I can't just get a new one because I didn't take any of the classes. Because my boss, who is now still in county awaiting trial, and my union rep, who they also fired around the same time for a totally unrelated reason, both told me not to take any of the classes until the tuition reimbursement program with the district was unfrozen. Because our tuition reimbursement program is frozen because of the budget deficit. We're millions of dollars in a deficit projected by 20-something and, whatever. So... not a big deal. I'm happy to be the librarian.
Yeah.
I'm happy to, do extra paperwork and stuff. I'm even happy to take classes. But
right. All that stuff. Yeah.
Right. Stuff. But also, now, just yesterday, they've decided that, if we can't get you a real certificate by next week, you're going to have to teach English.
Okay.
But because they waited until now to tell me that, if I quit, because I don't want to teach English...
yeah.
They want $3,000 to let me out of my contract.
Change is terrible.
Yeah.
Change is terrible.
Change is hard.
It's terrible. No one likes it.
Yeah.
It's terrible. But I guess the worst outcome isn't the worst thing.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, and even if and doing all of that,
yeah,
it wouldn't even be the worst thing that's ever happened to me there.
No.
I got punched in the head at the beginning of the year. I got literally punched in the head just
Yeah.
because I was the only man in the hallway and there was a fight happening in front of me. And so I said, oh, I guess I got to break this up. And then a kid who wasn't in the fight came over and punched me in the head,
I broke.
which I'm fine. Hit me. Just don't hit each other.
Yeah.
Let me take the blows. I'm Catholic. I can be a martyr.
Yeah.
The suffering is natural to me.
It's natural. You desire it.
I desire it. It's how I know it's serving the Lord. If I'm feeling too good, then I mean,
Yeah. No, that's a
Gluttony,
message. That's a
filth.
message. That's a message.
yeah, there's wisdom in there
message from-
somewhere.
The orb, not the orb, but the anti-orb. That is anti-orb thinking.
Yeah,
and you don't
you're right.
want to go too deep into anti-orb thinking.
You gotta support the orb because the orb supports us.
Yeah. That is actually correct.
I've always said that.
That is actually correct. Well, in this economy, but if we were transplanted in sort of a different realm, we might not be anti-orbist, as it were. If that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, cool.
Haircuts.
Yeah, it's about hair.
I never thought it was hair.
It's just about haircuts. Speaking of haircuts.
Nobody ever told me to cut my hair.
Speaking of haircuts, the best thing to do is to go to a Great Clips and flirt with the person cutting your hair.
Yeah, or did you ever go to a hair
Because
saloon?
they're captured. You've captured them at that point.
Yeah, and they also have a sharp instrument, so it's not like you're threatening to them.
No.
If you start getting ridiculous,
Yeah.
they'll cut you.
They're actually in power.
They're in power.
They're in power.
They're being paid.
So you just can be like, ha ha ha. ha,
Yeah.
woo.
Yeah. Well, and to indulge in the feminine like that is even a men's haircut is the probably like lowest example of that. But you get to dip your toe into like you're at a little tea party for a minute.
Right.
She's got a little brush and she's you know what I mean? Like you're and she puts a little thing on you and you're like,
Yeah.
ooh, muy caliente.
I think it's a simulation of true love. I think it's a simulation of true love. And that's why we like to go get haircuts. To simulate true love in an orbital way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, yeah. I mean, the intimacy of, I mean, because it's so weird. I had to do this.
So weird. Hey, for real, I think that's what acupuncture's about. I think acupuncture people feel better after it because it's so intimate that they're like, it was kind of intimacy makes us feel good.
Yeah, and just the contact is something that, like,
Right.
I mean, everything used to be so much more physical.
And that's what I mean by simulated love.
Yeah, it's sort of like I used to have to teach vocal lessons every now and then just to fill in for somebody, and that is like a massage or something because it's so intimate and you're in a much smaller room than this and you're close together. And so
Totally.
I would always start by we have to acknowledge that part.
Yeah.
We have to acknowledge that we're. It's awkward for a second, but if we can get over that, it's like having a personal trainer. The last thing I would want
Yeah.
is if I have to go exercise, is somebody barking at me what to do or touching me, right? But if you seek that out, you overcome that obstacle of that, and then it's it's a different
Right.
thing.
So this gets us back to Hampton Village.
Right. There's a Club Fitness over there still, is there not?
There is a Club Fitness. There is a Club Fitness.
What about Hampton Village? I thought you were going to say something about it.
No, just that's where the Great Clips is.
Oh,
That's where the Great Clips is.
exactly.
That's where the Great Clips is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, did you like start a band when you were a kid with like your friends and stuff?
My
Like, did you have a
first-
rock band when
my
you were
fir-
younger?
My first actual band was the 10-pound Hairballs.
Oh, that's good.
It was a guy who played punk rock bass, a trombonist. I played flamenco electric guitar, and we had a heavy metal drummer.
What made it flamenco?
Because all I did was go from E to F.
Oh, that's
Just playing,
brilliant.
doing this on the guitar.
Yeah.
And then the trombone player was doing it. The bass player was super punky, and this heavy metal drummer. And nothing ever happened. We never played a show. We
No,
never
but
did
just creating that orb between
we
you.
created the orb.
Yeah.
And then the next band was Acrylic Orgy, which was kind of a weird thing. One day, I decided to become a painter. I went out and to become an artist. I went out and bought a whole bunch of paint. I bought some canvases, and I started painting. And I was like, oh man, Acrylic Orgy would be a great name for a band. And then because I was like, oh my gosh, it's like an acrylic orgy, pouring all the paint, Oh, how clever. And then started hanging out with the guy, Jamie Gartelis, and we started a band and used that name. And it was kind of awesome. Some of our first recordings, we started opening up for the Unconscious at Mississippi Nights in like 1988 or 89, I'm thinking. Those were good gigs. We were Webster guys, so we knew the Urge guys. Played.
Oh, I just saw him the other day.
Did a lot of, Steve, yeah.
We played at Heritage and Freedom Festival in O'Fallon.
Oh, cool.
So it was my band, Blinded by Stereo.
Oh, yeah. It's just, yes.
Yeah, my mom interrogated me yesterday. I had to explain to her how many Diet Cokes a day I drink. She was horrified. And she thinks the cannabis is the problem with my budget. And she doesn't understand that I'm a dirtbag. I will find the cheapest deals on shake. I only buy flour. I don't do the vapes or anything. And I can get by on like $50 a week.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Diet Coke, not the case.
Yeah.
Because there's only one Diet Coke. I'm not doing guilt-free Lucky Cola.
I have a Diet Coke story.
Oh.
I was playing music in a band called Tight Pants Syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? That's who was doing the Bowie thing, I think. Or was it Woe Thunder?
It was Karate Bikini.
It was.
Oh,
okay.
maybe, but Woe Thunder might have done it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Woe Thunder might have been in it. Because Brian was in Tight Pants Syndrome as well.
Right. That's what I'm thinking about the connect. Because Tight Pants Syndrome, wasn't Jen in that too?
Jen was in Tight Pants Syndrome. Yeah, after me. Yeah. Yeah. She's amazing.
Yeah, I love her. I remember when I was renting a room next to her at Lemp when Middle Class Fashion first started.
Okay.
And
when Brian was actually still playing.
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
And we still do shows together every now and then. It's great.
That's
she
so
kind of
cool.
reminds me if Ben Folds and Judy Garland had a baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Diet Coke.
Oh yeah. Oh, so I was playing a Tight Pants Syndrome and we had a song called "Fucking A Right," and "Fucking A Right," "Fucking A Right." Just this balls to the wall kind of thing, and I was drinking a lot of Diet Cokes at the time, and in the studio when we're singing, you hear me yelling, "Give me one of them Diet Cokes!" Give me one of them Diet Cokes. That's the story. So it's on the record, and no one could ever hear it unless they bought it and listened to it. But because it's never going to be on anything. But yeah, that's the story. That's the Diet Coke story. Yeah. It's not a great story, but it is a story. It's not,
Where do you know Eric from?
Eric was in a band with Tom Stevens, who was Tight Pants Syndrome, called Emily Lloyd, I think. Oh. Emily Lloyd. And they played shows with my band, the Drazy Hoops.
Oh, this would have been before I met him then.
Yeah. Yeah.
I met him. He had started a thing with a guy I knew called Bomb Lab, which then became Round Heels later. And
I don't know either.
A couple different things. So this would have been more like I would have been like 20 when this was happening.
I'm talking, I think 92, 3, 4, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe something like that.
Yeah.
Tom and I had a little recording project called Crime Squad, where we would just make crazy music. No rules, ugly, dissonant, fun, insane, and then just kind of release it on 45s. And so Tom and I, because Tom worked at the old Cicero's as a busboy and saw a couple of my bands playing there. I was so lucky to play there. It's also just because I'm older, that's all it is. Mostly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think some of those places that we just don't have the vibe of anymore. Like Red Sea was cool for a while.
Yeah. Played a bunch at Red Sea.
Red Sea was cool once. I went to
loved Red Sea.
I have a couple of 45s up here. They're behind that Jack White poster, I think, but they're from a band called Jack Buck, and one of them is all wood. And one of them's all acrylic.
Yeah.
And I bought those at a show they did in the basement of A-Pop Records.
Nice.
When we had that.
Yeah. The Red Sea, there used to be an open mic,
Yeah.
and Jeff Herschel from The Urge,
Yeah.
the drummer, was the drummer, and we'd have little playing, and Darren Brian O'Brien from Unconscious was the booker. Jamie Gartelis.
Do you know Michael Scherer from Pale Divine?
The Eyes, Pale Divine Eyes, yeah, with Richard Fortus, who's now in Guns N' Roses,
Right.
which is an amazing thing.
Yeah.
I bought a guitar from Richard Fortus in probably '88.
He's got a signature Gretsch guitar now.
He's such an unbelievably nice person. Just so
I think he lives in Lake St. Louis now.
Does he? Okay.
Maybe O'Fallon.
Okay.
I'm not
Cool.
sure.
Yeah.
Nothing too weird.
Yeah. Yeah. More music, more music, more music.
Michael from Pale Divine.
Michael
has a friend that he does like cover gigs with named Amy, who is the interim leader of a congregation I was doing the live streams for a while.
Very
so I got
cool.
to produce some sets of him performing there, and it was really great. Because when I was a kid and I got interested in rock music or whatever, my uncle gave me that CD, and I loved that CD, the Pale Divine, that first Pale Divine album.
Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah,
And then he just shows up one day, and I'm like, "Is that Mr. Michael from the song?"
Yeah,
And,
right. The sound of that stuff was kind of advanced compared to other things that were locally,
Especially locally,
coming out.
yeah, because of the just the I don't know.
Big part of that I think was Richard's sound. With his guitar playing. Was so
because I think
big.
he is a
Hi,
good
Kat.
example of somebody who is like looking at everything that was going on in the 80s with the technology and thinking like, okay, how do we just use the best parts of that to make it sound bigger without making it sound like everything sounds like Whitesnake all the time?
I agree.
You know what I mean? Because
I
it's
do.
a spectrum. It's like
Yeah.
like this I have set up over here right now is a
That's why it makes sense that he played with the Psychedelic Furs guy.
sure.
You know?
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and Johnny
absolutely.
Marr was a big pioneer like this too,
Yeah.
or like people that were still really focused on like the songs and the experience, but also definitely wanted to stay up to date with a lot of technology. But like, I have all these little amps now because I figured out.
They do different things.
Well, if
okay.
I use multiple amps at the same time.
Oh.
So I have 3 tube amps down here. They're all 15 watts apiece, so not big, right? But
That's awesome.
But a really nice size,
Yeah.
and I run them in a stereo setup that we call wet, dry, wet. So out of my pedal board, just like the dry effects, like distortion and octave and stuff, go to this one amp here,
Crazy.
and then the other half of the pedal board that has like the stereo effects, like delay and stuff, goes to those 2 amps over there. So I get my true stereo left and right with my delay, but I can also, in the middle of that, bring up just my raw dry signal.
Yeah.
And then even though I'm
yeah.
using these small amps, it makes it sound really big and immersive and
that's really cool.
without adding too much low end. Or like if I did that, like I got the idea from, I went to see Ringo Starr's All-Star Band at the Fox Theater.
What a great group of musicians.
Really great. Steve Lukather that night on guitar.
That's the dude.
Stereo wet, dry, wet, Bogner Ecstasy half stacks. So you see him, he's got 3 of them, and that's why he's got 3 of them. Because you would think, oh, if it's stereo, he would just have 2.
Yeah.
You know, if he had a backup, he wouldn't have it sitting right next to everything else or whatever. It's because it's stereo wet, dry, wet. But it's so, that's too much stuff.
Yeah. 2 things. I've been going the opposite direction.
Yeah.
I have an acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
That I go into a Blues Junior amp.
Oh, that's what this is.
With some Fromel
Yeah.
modifications, and I'm loving it. But recording wise, I'm doing all kinds of experimentation. But like the guitar playing is just that. And next thing, your cat is beautiful.
They're twins.
Okay.
There's 2 of them.
Okay. My cat looks like a demon. Looks a little red demon. And sometimes it will get on my back, and when it gets off my back, it'll claw through me. And every once in a while, I tell Marlene, cats are dumb. Cats are dumb. One time she was playing she was telling me a story about the cat, and I was playing guitar while she was telling the story, and she didn't. When I play guitar, she doesn't pay attention to me playing guitar. So she'll just start talking, and I started making the words of the story go with the guitar. And the only words I ever said after the story was, "Cats are dumb."
Oh.
Cats are dumb. And because ours
becomes the refrain.
That's the refrain.
Yeah.
Cats are dumb. Your cat's not dumb though. Our cats are dumb.
Yeah, these guys are part Maine Coon. They're litter mates. They've never been separated.
They're truly beautiful.
Their names are Hans and
my
King. Colonel Hans Londa and Dr.
Also,
King Schultz.
I love how cats look like anime.
Yeah, they look illustrated already.
They look illustrated.
Especially these guys are part Maine Coon, and so they
Yeah.
have those weird stripes and like the literal Dragon Ball Z M on their forehead.
It's so great.
They look like Majin Buu already.
It's so great.
And
That's so awesome.
and I probably wouldn't have had cats. I probably would have just had dogs because I also have dogs.
Yeah.
And but my brother was moving away with a lady who was allergic to cats, and so I didn't want them to be separated.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
So I took them.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not my favorite thing. Like
Yeah.
litter boxes are not my
Yeah.
favorite.
Acrylic Orgy was fun. We did stuff. We legit.
Did you guys travel at all?
We didn't. No, we didn't. We might have traveled one time to open up for a band called Orange Ash, I think is their name. I think it might have just been to Columbia, but
I totally advocate for that though. If you're in
Yeah.
a band that's trying to branch out a little bit, I don't think you have to do a tour up front that's
Yeah.
multiple dates all in a row. I like a weekend run.
Yeah.
I like a Chicago, Milwaukee, Friday, Saturday.
and that's the most kind of I've ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, especially this Midwestern corridor that we're in, I've always really been fascinated with, like from Minneapolis all the way down to New Orleans.
Right.
And the different things in between. Because my two big guys were Prince and Jack White.
Yeah, sure.
And they're both Midwestern
Right,
guys.
yeah, I remember that. I remember. Yeah.
And
Nice.
just coincidentally, I figured that out later. And so, I have this kind of coastal prejudice, I guess.
I have a great story about going up to Minneapolis and Chicago. So, because the bands that I had been in had maybe got to Milwaukee, Chicago, Indianapolis, whatever. I one time had a little bit of extra money and took myself on a little trip and went to Milwaukee, and no, I went to Chicago. And I walked into a bar in Chicago, and there was the Boo Rays playing, which was the Highway Matrons. The Highway Matrons.
Oh!
The Highway Matrons. There are the Highway Matrons playing. So I'm like, oh my God, the Highway Matrons are playing here. So I was like, I started hanging out with them because Mark was in the Boo Rays, and I kind of was just meeting Fred, and I was in a band called the Heebie Jeebies, and we were part of what was kind of known as the Pop Mafia back in the old Cicero's days. We were kind of the Pop Mafia, and then there was kind of the country punk guys. Anyway, so I hung out with them. I was just going to go home, but instead I went to Milwaukee with them where they played another show.
Yeah.
And by the time we got back to St. Louis, I was in the band.
Oh, good.
And I played bass in the band for 2 shows. The second show was the Mississippi River Music Fest, and I was wearing a cowboy hat, and there was a picture taken of it, and a show and an article about it that ended up in No Depression, between like an article about Beck and like Guy Clark.
But they used
But it
the
was
photo of you for some reason.
No, the photo of us on
Oh.
stage where I'm wearing the
Yeah.
hat.
Oh,
Of
okay.
us.
I didn't know.
So
if
I have a.
because it'd be funny if like
It's just me.
Yeah, it's just
No,
you.
but it's
They're like,
awesome.
The new guy is the only guy in the photo in the magazine, guys.
So it's Fred Friction, me, and Mark Stevens.
Fred Friction was in that band.
Yeah, he was the drummer. He was the drummer of the Highway Matrons. Yeah. Oh, and he was real. He made. It was almost like magic because so much sound came from his drum set, and it was so only Fred played like Fred. Yeah, yeah, and then I kind of lost contact with those guys, and a guy named Toast took over my place, and Toast tragically committed suicide, and he was like some kind of music genius, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Fred still alive?
Fred is still alive.
I thought so.
Yeah, Fred is married to a librarian. I also am thinking about applying for a library job at like St. Louis Public.
Yeah, a buddy of mine works at one of those.
Yeah.
He likes it.
Yeah, I get movies, so I'm in there all the
Oh,
time,
yeah.
getting movies, bringing back movies, and just like, I probably need something to do with that has a. You need to be here at this time.
That's the part that's really important. That's the part that keeps you young and keeps you from falling into the worst version of yourself. Absolutely. Absolutely.
You need to be here at this time. Yeah.
Even if it was just to check in. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like I've adulted for the day by 9:30.
Yeah. Well, I am taking classes, so it's kind of like, oh, I can't let myself completely fall apart.
Yeah.
There are going to be humans there, and they'll see me.
Yeah, they'll know that I'm crashing out.
They'll know.
They'll know that, oh, God, Tim's crashing out. Did he eat that whole bucket of chicken?
Is that guy dysregulated?
Yeah, that guy's completely unright. He's ungovernable. We got to get out of here.
Right.
This is not sustainable in
We
this
don't
form.
need that to happen. We don't need that to happen.
So,
Yeah.
man, that's a bummer.
What's a bummer?
Oh, that camera keeps overheating.
Oh,
I have redundancy built in.
Gotcha. Cool.
So we nothing is fucked here, dude.
All good.
Nothing is fucked. Well, silly. I'm gonna have to ask AI about that later. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
this with what they're doing now with all the silly stuff. Are you doing art shows right now, or you did a couple in the last couple?
So
It's not. You don't have one on the horizon.
no, I occasionally submit things.
Yeah.
Things, and most recent one was Soulard, got accepted. No, actually, most recent one was. I've had two little things recently that were nice. They weren't huge deals, but I put one in the Forest Park Student Show when it sold. Like only 2 of maybe 50 pieces sold.
Oh, cool.
Like that. And that was cool.
No, that's hard. That's a hard nut to crack.
It was cool.
You can list a lot of art for sale. It's really hard to move.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
It was really cool. And I'm just the guy who paints.
Right. Yeah, you're not acting like you command millions of dollars for your works or anything. You're right.
No, I'm just a guy who paints. Yeah, and I've only in fact the very same day that I decided I was going to be an artist and came up with that band name, I just haven't stopped. And but I do continue to get better, and it's becomes more, I don't know, very much worshiping the orb.
Right. Well, that's the thing.
Very much
when
worshiping
you
the
talk
orb.
about that, it reminds me
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
sometimes when you're making something, whether it's music or visual art or writing something or whatever, sometimes it feels like you're addressing something that's important that isn't really isolated to just you.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when you're like riding the wave of inspiration on something,
Yeah.
it really feels more like archaeology.
Well. I mean, I think creativity is such a human endeavor that we can't engage in it without considering the other creativity from the other humans before us.
Yeah.
And how it influences ours, and how we feel like we're a part of a stream, if you will.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. You know.
Yeah, and just
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
I think
Absolutely.
trying to discover who else would connect with this. If
Yeah.
there's something that told me to make this or drove me to make this, who else is being affected by that thing?
One of the reasons that I think I'm really enjoying movies is because of the human connection that's so clear. Like when a movie really works, I think, at least something I'm thinking about, is when it shows something about human beings being under some pressure and what it brings out of them.
Yeah.
And how that thing that comes out of them gets resolved somehow, and it's like, it's really a story about who we are and what we do. And I feel like sometimes in visual art, that story's not as easy to find, even if it's the story of the making.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just the story of being a maker and the making itself.
I would totally agree that movies or the film industry or whatever does a better job about keeping the conversation about the audience.
I agree. Yeah.
So when you talk about whenever you hear somebody talking about a movie, they're talking about audiences don't like this, or audiences are not ready for, or we didn't do this because we know the audience wouldn't like that.
Yeah. Sure.
Bands
Sure.
don't do that enough.
I think you're right.
And visual artists, probably do that even less.
And is it a balancing act though?
Yeah.
Because
well, that's the thing. The people that you really think are really killing it are not the most prolific or the most technically perfect. They're also going to be maybe 10% less perfect, but 30% more approachable, or more communicating effectively, or whatever. Because somebody that's just okay but can really sell it is going to go a lot farther than someone that's a dead genius but has no idea how to communicate with people.
Yeah. Oh, that kind of communication. Oh, okay, yeah, that kind of communication.
In whatever kind of form it is, because however they're approaching the way they share things could totally make or break the thing itself.
Totally. Absolutely. That's
Can I get an amen?
Amen, brother. Yeah, no, you're talking real stuff there, because I think a lot of times our communication, we have a certain amount of it, or a certain facility at it, and it gets applied in an area, and sometimes it's not the area that naturally corresponds with capitalism.
Right, that's what I mean.
Capitalism.
Isn't that the story of our lives?
Capitalism.
The things you and I have had to worry about just in our spare time as adults. That's like totally not a part of like the things we value.
Right. Servitude.
Yeah.
It's servitude.
Yeah.
Totally.
And like I don't mind being in service or of service.
I don't mind being in partnership.
Yeah.
Let's be partners.
Yeah.
Let's work together.
Yeah, especially like
No, not you dictating to me.
Right.
Let's partner up.
Yeah.
Powerful. Partner up with the less powerful.
Yeah, just the
share it.
I think you and me have like a healthy amount of skepticism of our own value.
For sure.
That like makes you a good person. You know what I mean?
Because how am
I going to tell I'm going to say a thing to a guy?
I'm not a doctor.
I'm not a pool man.
I'm not a pool man.
I'm not a pool man.
I'm not a doctor.
I've never pooled.
No.
I don't even like the human body enough to even pretend to be a doctor. I don't even want to doctor my own things.
I'm aware of my dumbness.
Right.
But I can choose to not be stupid.
Yeah.
And part of not being stupid is knowing what you know when you don't know when you're not a doctor.
Because people think you're a genius if you stop something bad from happening because you say, look, I don't think we know what we're doing. And if you stop a tragedy because you say, wait a minute,
right.
I don't think we know what we're doing, then you're a genius.
Right.
But the only thing you did was admit that you don't know what you're doing.
You weren't willing to pretend.
Right. I was like, wait a minute, maybe it's not a good idea to do our own plumbing.
Let's think this through.
In the middle of the night, is all the electricity still plugged in? Maybe we should call somebody. You're a genius.
Well, that's the thing. Okay, when it's consequential, when you're working on electricity, it's consequential.
Yeah.
When you're establishing how the economy is going to work for the citizens, it's consequential.
Yeah.
When it's, do I like the Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Not as big of a deal. And you, as the audience, are overthinking that question, by the way.
Not a big deal.
If you guys are really losing sleep over the value or success of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, you're not going to have to see them in the kingdom of heaven, so don't worry about it.
Right. Yeah. It seems like we want to allow the subjective exist where we should be objective, by telling everybody that their subjective view is perfectly fine. Perfect, whatever you believe is perfectly fine as long as you believe it hard.
Yeah.
You really believe it though, right?
Right.
If you really believe it, that's cool. That's cool. We value strong beliefs more than we value being correct.
I thought you were going to say the Quran for some reason.
I was
you were going to say the correct. I was going to say the Quran.
No, you know what I mean. Like we
absolutely.
We admire people who stick to their guns no matter what the belief is more than someone who is correct. And we want the subjective to be counted as objective because it's believed. But they believe it hard. They believe it really hard. So cut them some slack. But what about the fact that it's not true?
Jesus.
Sweet Jesus.
I kind of am running down the clock here because I have at 11:30 to go do a walkthrough of a venue thing.
Yeah.
We usually do an hour. You and me could do a lot more than an hour. To sum up what I was saying, so I either have to go teach English again or I have to raise $3,000 and then find another job.
I
don't know. It may make more sense to just see what they try to ask me to do and just see how it goes. And if it doesn't go well, just, scrub out later, maybe save $3,000. I'm not sure. I'm not certain.
Yeah.
It's a strange time.
I have the benefit of being able to really remove myself very, very far from your specifics and go to you. It's going to work out, dude.
It's fine. The shortage is so bad, and I have a lifetime certification.
Yeah.
That, there's so many roles.
You'll be somewhere.
I'll be somewhere, and probably somewhere a lot closer to my house.
There'll be things that'll be like, yay, and there'll be things that'll be, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah. But I also noticed that since the time that, I left where we were together, that I've done so much growth and healing. And I really felt like when I was a young person that the just run-of-the-mill teaching job I could find near my house was as good of a job as I was ever going to get.
Yeah.
And that I would never be able to support myself doing anything else.
Yeah.
And I also thought I would never be able to achieve my life goals, which were really just to buy this house and to marry my wife.
By the way, amazing.
Thank you so much. It's very cute. It's a fucking mess right now, and I'm so sorry. But I was cleaning last night, and I was like, well, it's Tim. Like, I don't have to like scrub the baseboards for Tim. But I once I filled up the trash can, I went to bed with the Diet Cokes. I try to throw them into that recycling bin, and then I don't always make it. You know what I'm saying?
You know.
I know what.
What are they? What is it? Are you preaching to the choir? Is
yeah,
that the thing?
I think they say that.
Yeah, they say that.
Which is actually, I think, a better group to preach to because they're more enthusiastic.
Totally.
If you look at the guy
Totally.
preaching, if he's facing you, the audience, the choir behind him, and they're doing all the amens and they're swaying and whatnot, I'd rather preach to them.
Preach to the choir. That is absolutely correct.
Because the people that don't know might never get to know, but the people that already know might need to be reminded.
That's not wrong.
You know what I mean? I've always said that.
Not really, but I'm going to go like.
I've never said that. I don't think anyone's ever said that before.
Isn't that weird sometimes? Like, what do we know? Maybe someone has said that.
Yeah, people used to say some wild shit.
People used to say some wild
People
shit.
used to say some.